a sensational football player and a striker of a ball that you just don't see. I mean, City had a player injured today, Kevin De Bruyne, who is world class in terms of delivery and striking of a ball and his passing, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is the equal of him, and he's a right back.
Minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly. Origi!
Trent Alexander-Arnold is generational. Anyone who disagrees with this is either just a biased fan or they have no idea what they're talking about. However, one criticism against Trent seems to be quite common, namely that while Trent is a right back, he can't defend. Now, in my personal opinion, I think this criticism is way overblown, but I can't seem to deny the fact that in certain instances, Trent's defending has come into question. But let's be real. Trent is a generational talent whose general footballing ability makes up for where he may lack. But you see, comparing Trent to the everyday fullback I don't think is an adequate comparison. And in my personal opinion, the most comparable English Premier League legend of all time is David Beckham. And I know what many people might think, that that's a strange comparison and how can a right back be like a right winger? But in order to fully comprehend it, you have to understand the evolution of football in the last 20 years. You see, during his time of prominence, when David Beckham played in the English Premier League, the formation that they played in was completely different than it is now. Most notably, teams played in a 4-4-2 formation, which saw David Beckham play as a right midfielder rather than what we consider a right winger in today's game. You see, when Beckham played as a right midfielder, he had a lot more defensive responsibility than, let's say, right wingers do now. And while he offered a lot of support and prominence going forward for United, there was still an emphasis on defensive responsibilities. However, over time, the 4-4-2 formation seemed to kind of go out the window, with more of a 4-3-3 or some alternate of that formation being used more commonly. And in doing so, the right winger position kind of shifted a little bit. And nowadays, the defensive responsibility has lessened significantly. And that's where Trent Alexander-Arnold, in my opinion, has come into play. Namely, the parts of his game which are comparable are his free kicks, range of passing, crossing. I mean, if you watch Trent play, his game is similar to that of a right midfielder from the early 2000s. But yet, as football fans, we don't compare him as such. Instead, we like to compare Trent to the likes of Gary Neville, which, no disrespect to Gary Neville, he was a fantastic player. But there was literally nothing about the way that Gary Neville played which was comparable to Trent. Rather, the guy Gary Neville would support defensively was more comparable. Now, the evolution of Trent Alexander-Arnold I think will be extremely interesting, because currently there are a lot of fans who already want to make a push for Trent to move into the center of midfield. Now, honestly, I don't know if this is the best move for Trent. And that's not doubting his ability or anything like that, I just haven't seen enough of his role in the center of the park to give an adequate explanation of how I think he would fare there. However, what I do know is if Trent was to transition to play more of a right wing-back role, I do think he would have a lot of success, because I think that this would emulate the right midfield role that, let's say, a David Beckham played in the early 2000s. But after all, I think he would have success there, because I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is the new David Beckham. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Also, please follow me on Twitter. I put my link in the description of this video, and also too, I'm just writing it right here for you as well. Thank you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.